Hi, 2024 promises to be an interesting year for gaming with some exciting RPG titles on the horizon. In this video, I will tell you about the most promising RPG games. The first one is the Thaumaturge. This is an isometric role-playing game with a deep storyline, tactical combat system, character development, detective elements, and complex moral dilemmas in a world of mysterious supernatural forces and enigmatic creatures. The game's events unfold in an alternative Warsaw in the year 1905, where special individuals known as Thaumaturges have the ability to command supernatural monsters. Players take on the role of one such Thaumaturge and embark on an exploration of the city filled with dark secrets and mysteries. Hexxen Hunters. This is a tactical role-playing game with roguelike elements. The game is set in an alternative fantasy history where the gates of hell opened in the 17th century in southern Germany. A century later, demons and monsters have taken over the world. What's worse is that an even more terrifying threat lurks somewhere in the shadows. The gameplay consists of various missions on procedurally generated maps. Players control a squad of 4 adventurers chosen from 8 playable characters, exploring different locations, completing quests, and battling enemies. The combat is turn-based, requiring clever use of the squad's abilities and tactics. Each hunter represents a unique class with its strengths and weaknesses, along with distinct equipment. Broken Roads. This game offers players engaging exploration, strategic turn-based battles, and challenging decisions in a completely new Australian post-apocalyptic setting. The game combines traditional and innovative RPG elements, providing nearly limitless character development possibilities. Additionally, the game features an original morality system that impacts dialogues, quests, and character development. Key features of Broken Roads include authentic Australian locations, rich content, and meticulously designed in-game elements. New Arc Line. This is an isometric role-playing game in the steampunk fantasy setting. The game's story unfolds in the megacity of New Arc, where magic and technology are closely intertwined. Millions of immigrants, magicians, and technologists from different races arrive here on steamships and airships in search of a better life. However, upon arriving in the distant lands, you soon discover that the city's beauty is just a facade, and corruption, inequality, and segregation thrive beneath the surface. The game world is vast and open for real-time exploration, in contrast to the turn-based tactical combat system. Players can establish romantic relationships, play as a hero or a villain, engage in conspiracies, steal, and choose to develop in the direction of magic or technology. Enshrouded. This is a blend of survival, sandbox, and action RPG. Players awaken as Flameborn, the last hope of a kingdom afflicted by the Shroud, a slowly spreading disease that consumes and mutates all living things. To protect themselves from the mist and restore life to the kingdom, players can reshape the world's landscape and unleash their creativity by constructing bases and homes, customizing them with a variety of materials and furniture. The game also offers the possibility of awakening allies who aid in boss battles. Advanced workshops allow for crafting unique items and mythical weapons. Players are free to choose their path and shape their destiny, traveling across an open world of mountains and deserts, with the promise of cooperative support for up to 16 players. Black Myth Wukong. It appears that we've been eagerly awaiting Wukong for some time, but the inventive reimagining of the classic Chinese novel is finally expected to be released in the summer of 2024. Your journey to greatness takes you through the beauty and terrors of mythological proportions, monstrous adversaries, mystical abilities, and a free and open style of combat that allows you to create your own style, set Wukong apart from other dark fantasy RPGs, and it promises to be an unforgettable experience. Bellwright. In this game, you will build your own city and then lead a revolution. Wrongly accused of murder, the main character decides to gather an army and overthrow the king. To achieve this, you will construct a city, populate it with residents, and gradually uncover the truth about what has happened to you. You will need to build structures, find resources in the surrounding lands, and continually develop your settlement while seeking ways to coexist peacefully with the environment. Other factions in the game will present you with dilemmas, whether to form alliances and trade with them or attempt to act independently. In the world of Bellwright, many secrets await, and many of them concern you and your situation, allowing you to discover why you were framed. Clockwork Revolution. This is a first-person role-playing shooter from the creators of Wasteland 3 and Torment Tides of Numenera. The game is set in a steampunk-inspired world, and players will explore the history of the local city of Avowed by literally traveling through time. It turns out that the flourishing metropolis was created through manipulation of historical events, so players will need to address these issues by visiting crucial key points in the past. However, the player's actions will also impact the future, the city and its characters. The outcomes of certain choices may be entirely unpredictable. GreedFall 2. The game serves as a prequel, taking place 3 years before the events of the original game. The protagonist has been exiled from their home and forcibly transported to a continent where wars rage, and a deadly plague is spreading. Despite these challenges, players can expect traditional gameplay where character development, helping those in need, and fighting for freedom are key elements. The battles are expected to be more tactical in nature. Developers claim to have learned from the shortcomings of the first installment, gained valuable experience, secured the support of major publishers, and offer an epic new RPG experience in 2024. Gothic Remake. The original Gothic, released in 2001, was known for its rich possibilities and non-linear storytelling. While it was also praised for its graphics at the time, it no longer holds up to modern standards, prompting a young Spanish studio to undertake its remake. The developers have completely revamped the visuals, bringing them up to at least 2020 standards. They promise minimal but important changes to character progression and combat mechanics. However, the game's world and story will remain untouched, allowing players to once again join one of 3 factions to determine the fate of an entire prison kingdom. The remake, announced in 2020, does not yet have a fixed release date, but 2024 seems quite realistic. Granblue Fantasy Relink. This is an anime-style fantasy RPG adventure. Players lead a squad of adventurers who fly between celestial islands, exploring them, battling monsters, and searching for treasures. The game can be played solo or with up to 4 players. In single-player mode, control of 3 companions is handed over to artificial intelligence. Each character has a unique combat style associated with a specific type of weapon. Fable 4 promises to present Albion in a completely new light. The game was showcased at the Xbox Games Showcase this summer, revealing its first full trailer. The game allows players to engage in sword fights and cast fireball magic. The hero's adventures include slaying legendary beasts and battling giants. While Playground Games is best known for the Forza Horizon series, they appear to be retaining the whimsical spirit that characterized the original Lionhead series. If the revealed trailer is any indication, the medieval kingdom of Albion will receive a stunning photorealistic makeover in the next installment. Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. This is a direct sequel to Like a Dragon, with Ichiban Kasuga as the protagonist. Ichiban Kasuga embarks on a new adventure, finding himself transported from Japan to the United States, where he must start anew. His story continues in Hawaii, with appearances from Kazuma Kiryu and Ichiban's friends. While Yakuza may have entered politics in Japan, things are heating up in Hawaii. The game features new jobs, outrageous sub-stories, and heartfelt melodrama, staying true to the action game series tradition. Crimson Desert. After being announced in 2020, the project remained in the shadows for a long time, until a new trailer for this single-player adventure appeared at Gamescom. The game boasts impressive visuals and promising gameplay mechanics. The short video showcases numerous locations and mechanics, making it challenging to predict the final nature of the game. Comparisons to The Witcher 3 and the latest games in the Legend of Zelda series come to mind, but whether the RPG will meet these expectations remains to be seen. Titan Quest II. This is the sequel to the ancient Greek action RPG, continuing the familiar story from the original. The central plot revolves around the goddess of retribution, Nemesis, who has lost her sanity. She infects the threads of fate with her curse and mercilessly punishes anyone who dares to thwart her. Players must do everything in their power to free the victims of the goddess's madness and put an end to her malevolent deeds. Similar to the first Titan Quest, the sequel offers a vast world of ancient Greece, filled with mythical creatures, incredible locations, and intricate human relationships. The combat system has been improved, and character customization remains at the forefront. Players can still combine different classes to create a unique hero with skills determined solely by their preferences. Towers of Aghasba, an RPG adventure with building elements set in a fantasy open world. In this game, you'll be responsible for developing a desert island where the main character returns with their tribe. Get ready to explore a constantly changing world, construct various settlements across the island, and restore the complex ecosystem of the island. One of the intriguing aspects of the game is the need to balance the revival of civilization with the preservation of the island's mystical ecosystem to avoid angering the gods. Additionally, cooperative elements will be present, allowing players to visit each other's worlds or invite others to their island for joint gameplay. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the second part of the remake, continuing the altered storyline from the first part. Even those familiar with the original can look forward to Rebirth, as it follows the template but introduces significant variations. The gameplay in Rebirth is expected to be notably different from the first installment. It expands beyond the gloomy city of Midar, offering new areas for visual and gameplay variety. The game's environment has become more open, encouraging exploration. Flintlock: The Siege of Dogma, an upcoming action RPG from the creators of the well-received Ashen. It tells the story of the battle between the Alliance armies and ancient gods determined to destroy humanity. Players take on the role of a warrior and, along with a magical companion, embark on an exciting adventure in a perilous open world, soaring over deserts, navigating dark ruins, and uncovering the world's secrets. Along the way, they will face various enemies, engaging them with axes, firearms, and magical spells. Avowed. Fans of Skyrim should keep an eye on Avowed in 2024. This role-playing game by Obsidian Entertainment, known for hits like Fallout New Vegas, South Park: The Stick of Truth, and The Outer Worlds, builds on the strengths of The Elder Scrolls V. You'll traverse a medieval fantasy world within the Pillars of Eternity universe, in a first-person view, wielding both melee weapons and magic simultaneously. The game is expected to offer a range of interactions and specialization options. While there's no set release date, it should be ready in 2024. Dragon's Dogma, released in 2012, garnered a small but dedicated fanbase despite mixed reviews and low sales. It was renowned for its exciting battles, innovative vassal system, and unique atmosphere. Dragon's Dogma 2 aims to make a return in 2024, appealing to those who missed the first installment. Players will once again explore the fantasy continent of Granblue as the Awakened, encountering powerful monsters and relying on AI companions known as minions for support in real-time combat. Path of Exile 2. The sequel offers a completely new story campaign set 20 years after the original game's conclusion. It introduces 19 new Ascendancy classes, an improved weapon and armor system, an enhanced engine, and much more. The developers recently confirmed that Path of Exile 2 will be a separate game upon its release due to the increased scope, no longer serving as an expansion or update. Path of Exile 1 and 2 will have separate campaigns and endgame content. In-game purchases made in Path of Exile 1 will also be available in Path of Exile 2. Bloodlines 2. The highly anticipated sequel to the 2004 cult classic, The Masquerade Bloodlines 2, has had a tumultuous development journey. After multiple delays and a change of development studio, fresh information and gameplay footage emerged in September 2023, potentially leading to a 2024 release. However, there are concerns that it may face a similar fate to Biomutant, with dated graphics due to multiple postponements. Nonetheless, fans are eagerly awaiting its release. That's all, thank you for watching. The Image Game channel was with you. Have a good day.